I'm so glad I came out young, because living inauthentically is absolutely soul crushing. Absolutely. I mean, you have to, keeping up with appearances is a full-time job. You know, pretending you like this when you like that. Pretending that you're comfortable in your own skin when you're cringing. I mean, it's a full-time job. So that crushes your soul. And I think it's toxic. I think not accepting yourself is toxic. And I think that kind of toxicity manifests itself in so many ways that are harmful to your health. I feel like I got to come out young because I had a twin that was also gay. Absolutely. Having a twin sister coming out was such a huge gift. Like, I feel like, yeah, I had a hard time dealing with the church and church friends, lost a lot of friends, but having my twin by my side was everything. Sometimes I'm like, how long would it have taken if I didn't have that? Like, would I have been one of those people that was 30? I hope not, but I don't know, that wouldn't be the case. Fortunately, we got to come out to each other when we were 18. Looking back, there was no one I would have trusted to tell that to. It wasn't until we had to move out of the country in order to face it, because we kept so busy in our little rural town or southern town that we didn't get to stop and think, you know, who are we really? We were just taking part of the circus act and going to church and trying to improve and make good grades and all this great stuff, all the things we're supposed to do. Now, one thing I will say though is that we did use religion to not have to put out. That was kind of cool. Be like, nope, I'm not putting out to you because it's for the church. It's for God. Nope, gotta say a virgin for God. And so we were both constantly slinging that excuse. So thank you, church, for that. It was funny because we mirrored each other a lot. We did have to move out of the South, out of the country, in order to be still enough to analyze things further. Like we needed to leave our peers that we didn't want to disappoint. We were scared of their judgment. They went to our church too. We had to leave that. We moved to Australia, and it was a completely different world. I mean, we would see girls holding hands in Sydney, and we would both be like simultaneous. Like, oh my God, they're living how we want to live. But instead of like just jumping on that gay wagon that we saw in Sydney, it kind of made us think we needed to be more strict with ourselves. And it led to us talking about it one day. It was in Sydney. We were playing tennis, and my sister came up to the net and was like, I got to tell you something. Sometimes I think my sexuality is screwed up. And I looked at her in the eye and I said, you don't have to say another word. And she was like, really? And I said, really? Me too. And so we just like grabbed our rackets and walked away. And I said, so you remember all that time they kept saying a gay tendency? Well, it's looking like we have the gay tendency. And that was just the baby step of trying to reckon with it. We just wanted to reckon with it. But admitting it was huge. Because, I mean, we couldn't pray it away, really, if we didn't admit it anyway. So whether we were going to pray it away, take it to the grave, or do something completely different, at least it was said. It was the biggest relief. It was one of those monumental moments in your life. And of course we were like, we'll never tell a soul. This is between us. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But then like the next day we're like, so who'd you have a crush on? Who'd you have a crush on? And then I was like, you know what, this is kind of fun. Now I feel like kind of like the other girls, except in a gay version. I'm like, okay, this is what we had been missing. We never got to have those conversations with each other before. Even though we were as close as two twins can be, we never got to have those conversations before. Unfortunately, we did end up going to another conservative church in Australia, and the pastor there was given a sermon and said very, very adamantly, don't believe the lie. Don't believe the lie. Nobody is born gay. That's what they're trying to tell you, is that you can be born gay, but there's no such thing as being born gay. And at that moment, it was one of the straws that broke the camel's back. I was like, okay, this man and all the ones before him, they're lying to me about me as if they know the contents of my mind, as if they can know it so well that they even know the contents of my child mind. And I got pissed off about it. So I went to the library and found these books on homosexuals in the church. And fortunately, I picked one up, and it was more about acceptance than it was about praying the gay away. And I snuck it home. I didn't want anyone to see that I had it. I showed Haley later, my twin, and read it, and I was like, oh my God, what if I could be free like these people and still hold on to my Christianity? Is this possible? It can't be possible. It just seems too good to be true. And the more I read, the more I was just like, Eureka. Eureka. This is, I'm not alone. This is reality. This is who I am. So when my twin sister and I moved back to Georgia from Australia, I moved back before her, and I had already came out to a friend and even went to my first gay bar in a support role, of course, because I wasn't ready to come out. It was hysterical because when I walked in the gay bar with my friend, I saw 4 of my other friends who were there doing the same thing. Like, it was almost like, oh, busted, 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 busted. We were all busted. But when my twin sister moved back, she came in the house, and I was like, girl, we gotta talk. We're coming out. And she was like, whoa, what? I was like, I've already been to a gay bar. We're coming out. It's what's happening. Everyone's gay. All my friends are gay. There's a party here. Let's fucking do it. And eventually, of course, she was reluctant. But eventually she was like, who the hell am I fooling? You know, we have a joke that when my mom knew I was gay first, or at least I admitted it. And then shortly after that, she went to my sister and said, if Mel's gay, then I know you are, aren't you? And Haley said, yeah. So we have a joke that I went through hell with this huge, drama scene, like the drama scene of the century. And all she had to say was, yeah. And we were like, oh, good supporting role, Haley. Yeah. You got a back-to-back in Boston, honey. Take that show on the road.